Hi guys, in the last tutorial we went to the JSON parser and displayed email name and gender on the UI. In this tutorial we are going to display additional data on the UI. One would be image. So for, before going into that, let's see the JSON response which we receive from the API. So here in the JSON response, we can see that inside results for first index means index 0, we get the picture object. So in 0 at 0 index, it has internal object with key picture, and in that we have large, medium, and thumbnail. So we would be displaying medium for our tutorial. So I will be adding an image view over here, and let's set the height and width to 70 dp each. We will be displaying the image from the URL in this image view later on when the generate random user is clicked. So I am giving it an ID iv underscore user underscore picture. Now let's update the constraints. So we will be updating the layout. So now we have done a basic layout. So we will now move on to getting the image URL from the user object. Let's create a string object image URL, and we will get a JSON object from the user JSON object, and that would be picture. And in picture, as you can see, picture is a JSON object itself. So in that we can use a function of get string to get medium URL. So I will be calling get string, and I will pass on the medium parameter name parameter, and we will now receive the medium image URL. So now we will just publish the progress. Now we will create an image view object which we will be updating in on progress update. So let's get it from using find view by id from the layout. So iv user picture equals find view by id r dot id dot iv user picture. Now I will be adding picasso library, because we will be using picasso library for loading the image to the image view. So for that, I can search it over here in add library dependency as com.squareup.picasso colon Picasso and asterisk at the end. So it will return me with all the artifacts naming Picasso having the same group ID. So I have chosen the latest version and I will process OK, and it has added, and now again OK. It will build and sync the Gradle project, and yes, now it has been synced and built. So now we can continue on to calling the Picasso. Now I will be adding a case tree for the for loading image into image view using Picasso. So Picasso.get to get the instance of Picasso and load, and here we will be providing the received values object dot toString to get it as string, and this string is coming from the medium image URL. So now we will we will call the function into, and you pass the image view which we have already gotten from the layout. Okay, now what else? I think we should also add date of birth. So we can add date and age to the UI in two additional text views. So I will be adding two text views over here above the button. So text view and web content, and close. Okay, now I will be giving it an ID, age, and let's set its constraints. So left, right, and top constraint. Okay, so now let's update the other constraints as well a bit. So now it's looking good. Here is the layout, our current layout. So now we can move on to updating the text view we have just added. So I will make it with its width equal to its constraints. Okay, let's make it birth rate, and we will add another text view text view for the age. Where is it? I think I have missed the top constraint. Yeah, I have set it to end, so I will need to update it. Okay, I will copy it over for other constraints as well. So now it is below the date. Now we will be displaying the birth date and day age in those text views. So I will be getting those text views from the layout in the activity. So TV birth date and age. And now we will do find view by ID for both. Okay. Now we have received the views. Now we just need to get new data and update it in on progress update. So we will now uh, so now we will update. We will get the data from uh, user object, user JSON object. So for that user dot get JSON object. So I will be JSON object. So I will pass like over here it is displayed dob. So I will be passing it dob to get the string of birth date. So I will pass it date over here. Same for the age. For age, I will be passing age as a to get string. Okay, now I have received the birth date and age. So I will be now adding publish progress for birth date and age and passing those as parameters 4 and 5. So birth date and age. And here I will be adding two new cases. So first add case for birth date. So setting the text birth date and now let's update and make others more meaningful data. Over here email and over here name. So now that we have done this, we will move on to 5 age and remaining is same. So now we have put the switch case. Let's check it out if it runs correctly. Okay, the emulator is starting. So while it is starting, let me share something that publish progress is mainly used to display progress of how much work has been done in the on the UI. So normally as if we are downloading something, so we will display the progress. If we are updated, we have 1% increase in downloaded data, so we will publish progress that 1% is downloaded. So publish progress is normally used as that. So okay, so let's See what happens. Look at over here, it is being filtered. Okay, so I will remove random and I think it is displaying all the system logs. So we will need to start again. So it is being installed now. Okay, now let's see. Okay, so it has loaded data, name, email, gender, date, age. We can make it look better by placing this part in another constraint layout, which we can add some background to. So I will be adding the constraint layout to these layouts. So now I just need to, yes, now it looks better. Let's add some padding, 10 dp. Let's add padding to bottom, 10 dp, so that the padding is same overall. So the padding is same overall. Let's add some color to it. What does it looks like? Uh, let's select some random color. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, so now it is loading data. We can just hide this text by hiding the toast. We can do further customization using different things, like I can add a margin to make it look like some card, like an information card. So if I add some margin around the view, let's see how it looks like. Okay, now it looks much better, like some kind of card. So you can just make it an other color, and the internal color you can change the text colors to match it better. That's how we can further work on it. That's all. Let's review what we have done. We have created an activity, an application in which we have created an asynchronous task. In the asynchronous task, we have called the random user API. In the API, we have after the URL is created, we have opened an input stream. From the input stream, we have read the response of the API, which was a JSON response. We have logged the response. Then we parsed the response and displayed in displayed it on the UI. We have created a simple UI to display the user information, in which we have used another internal constraint layout. We have a generate random button. By clicking on it, we can generate a random user by calling the API randomuser.me. And that's all for this application. Thanks for watching.